Welcome back to another episode of We Talk Fit
with Mish and Dean.
Right, cool.
Easy peasy.
Good to go.
Good to go.
So, thanks for that. Not all things, but like trends, social media, hang-ups, like things that you really just don't like the look of, or you can be as general as you want. It doesn't have to be a specific post that you've seen that you don't like, which you can do as well, obviously, but
okay.
Because obviously I'm old and miserable, so I have issues with some things anyway about how society is, and it's like I don't want it to become a political thing. And then I guess also positive. So if there's anything that you see that's really good, like you go, oh, this is cool though that we've now got access to this, or you see this sort of thing happening. Is there anything like jumps to mind like straight off the bat, or
not really at the moment? I haven't really been on social media half as much as what I would to have a little bit of a look either. So there's obviously a couple of things that you've seen that are.
Well, that's so. Even in your answer of, I haven't really been on social media as much. That's probably speaking to what I'm on about. Is like the fact that. So one of the lads asked. He said, "Oh, like when you're chatting about stuff on the podcast, why don't you talk about the difference between like." He actually used the example of younger people training. So like 15, 16, 17-year-olds, as opposed to guys our age.
Okay.
So not just the differences, obviously there's going to be differences in what you're physically doing in your sessions, but there'll be differences in the results you can get for various reasons. There'll be differences in how often you can get in and train because of commitments and all that stuff. So you're going, it's a similar conversation. I haven't been on social media that much, and it's going to be one of either you've been committed to other stuff, you've chosen not to, you might just been having time away from social media, being a bit more, like I really don't need to be endlessly scrolling on this. So where was I? Like, you might have been consciously making the decision to take time away from social media. So that's like links into what I'm on about, how the fitness industry, you've got like obviously varied demographics of all different levels. But generally speaking, social media, because of the ages that it speaks to, tends to follow like, content trends, would you call them? And obviously not being a media trained person, quite clearly. It bothers me that everything we seem to see, and it may be because I'm a bloke and my algorithm wants to speak to the fact that I'm a 42-year-old guy. So everything I see is like golf, exercise science, training athletes, or like hot gym girls. Basically, and obviously some other dark stuff that you share with your mates, but like, so that's kind of what I want to speak to. And we're not just going to do a podcast on hot gym girls because I could list a few, but it's like, at what point so sex is always sold, sex sells.
Yeah.
And we know that. And obviously we might play to that. Influencers might play to that. The media plays to that. Stars and celebrities play to that. But it's like, we've now crossed over from that playing to sex sells and that becoming the fitness part of it. So, for example, we've got, so you might even have some of the best female, like we touched on it a little bit last week. Like you've got some of the best female coaches around that like their profile pic will be them, like, I don't know, like it'll be a profile pic from behind and they might be in a bikini or whatever. And there's nothing the matter with having a bikini shot. Like you should be proud of your body if especially if you've worked hard to
get to that point,
to create something you're really proud of. That's amazing. But like, is that, first of all, like from just a a male-female point of view or a world looking at your profile picture point of view, is that the first thing that you want
People to see.
anyone to judge you on?
Mhm.
So I'm not saying don't, and I'm going to get so much shit for this.
Well,
but
it's like you say with like sex sells, though, isn't it?
yeah. So then like if you go, okay, I've made a choice that my profile pic, well, bear in mind a profile pic used to be a selfie, right? So you go, oh, that's freaking
Snapchat.
whatever you call that, and that's her. Yeah.
Snapchat dog face.
So you're choosing to make your arse the first thing that anyone judges you on. So it's more of a societal statement, like about where we're at with society. And we haven't even like touched on like the OnlyFans side of things and all that, because that's not really our expertise. But so there's that. But then if you then make that person a fitness influencer, it's like we're not seeing their content based on how good their content is and how good a setup they might have for a specific exercise, or how good a result they might have had with an athlete or a client. We're seeing their content based on how nice their arse is.
Yeah, okay.
And it's like, I just feel it's such a shame that that's where we've got to, because there's some amazing like coaches, clients, like personal profiles as well. There's some amazing things go on, and we're like losing it behind the sex sells bit.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And the media moguls would make an argument that, yeah, but that's what gets you seen. And I'm like, well, yeah, but if we just continue down that path,
How many of those aren't great coaches and manage to sell because they, sex sells?
That's the opposite side of it. That it's like the bad side of it, I would say, is that I've got a real issue with. But that's male and female coaches. Just because you make something look cool, whether even just be your content, the exercise you're doing might be shit.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that. But it's really well presented,
yeah.
and it's obviously got someone that knows what they're doing with media and social media behind it. And that's just part of the game, I guess.
Yeah.
But I just have I don't know whether clearly my views have changed on this now that I've got a daughter. My daughter's 10 and obviously influenced by what's going on around her and stuff.
Yeah.
And I look at things differently, particularly with like female clients or the industry. And I just think it's such a shame that everything's behind like tits and ass, essentially.
Well, it's funny, like
but none of that's
so for
meant
that
to be.
example, that there was a RDL that you filmed when I posted it, the exercise, and remember I had that big shirt on, long tights on.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that one.
Yeah, so I mentioned that last week. It wasn't from behind, it was from the side to see the form and everything, like to actually look at the exercise and the technique. And that was flagged and was reported and taken down. And then you've like go, like, why is it taken down, sort of thing. But then you've got people that literally have the shorter shorts on, their sports bra on, see everything from behind, see what they have for breakfast. So it's like, how does that get put forward?
I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Something like that gets reported or whatever. So how does that?
Yeah, I'm going to put you on the spot here. So I'm going to play ignorant, which is not hard. What's the goal with the t-shirt tucked into the sports bra thing?
So people can look at their butt.
There's no
It has to be.
I actually saw a video, an Instagram reel of a girl explaining it to a guy in the gym that because when she squats, so she had a really long t-shirt on, by the way.
Oh, so that's.
And she said it gets stuck when she squats,
yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, but nah, because I've seen like normal length t-shirts getting like folded right up here and stuff.
Yeah. So if you've got one on that short, then just fold it up before you squat, jump under the bar, and then you're fine. But because I have had that. Squatting and stuff, wearing a long shirt and stuff, and it sort of can do that.
Yeah.
So I get that, but just fold it up slightly, tuck it up a little bit. But it doesn't have to be tucked up and underneath your sports bra. And
it's and then like so obviously I'm trying to be careful about how many people I upset and sound too, I don't know, sexist. But you've got So you've got that happening, but you've also got the same like media climate where, but you can't look and you can't objectify and you can't. But at the same time,
But then
and then you're coming in and doing that. Now, I think it's important that there's a conversation that just because a girl, we're using girl examples, okay?
Yeah, that's
just
fine.
because a girl does that with her top, and that doesn't mean, first of all, she should, like, I'm not going to have a go at her. I don't like it. I'm not going to have a go at her. That she's entitled to do what she wants to do. It's important that obviously she's safe, she's comfortable wherever she's training, and it's her choice. But I think we'll have to be wary of what that's doing to other people.
Mm-hmm.
And it could very well be making other people uncomfortable, particularly men who are biologically predisposed to look, and then will be judged for staring at said female. It's really, yeah. So there's a big conversation about that. And I think you can have both. I think you can want to keep that girl safe, supported, happy, all of those things, but also still have an issue with, okay. And like there's lots of joke accounts about, guys wearing the same stuff and things, but it's stupid when they do it, and it's a good laugh and it's really funny to watch. But the reality is, if we did that, it would just look ridiculous. It would look absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Like if you came in freaking cycling shorts all the time, and nobody wants to see me freaking squatting in cycling shorts, I can assure you that. From whatever angle I choose to put the colonic exam. But like, so we never really go into it on here, and I just have a real issue with, like, and my opinion's never going to change anything, but still, I just think people can be better than using that as just show your butt, but also the other stuff.
Show the good content, not just the sex sells content.
Yeah, and then you could even make an argument that, like, you're okay, sex sells, so I made one sexy post and it was enough to get me traction, right? And if that was the case, you wouldn't just be hiding behind that all the time. It gets my goat a little bit.
It's a bit like that with social media and stuff like that. People get addicted to I suppose the rush of getting likes, getting follows, getting all the rest of it, building that up. And if sex sells, they're going to continue to do it.
Yeah.
Which, yeah.
It's feeding the monster, I guess.
Yeah. Feeding that ego, essentially. Like feeding that ego going, oh, I got likes for that. I'll do something, again, similar. It works. So I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Instead of going, all right, cool, got a little bit of traction, I'll keep going, but I'll make sure that I give informative content opposed to just sex sells content.
So I guess because I have no control over what, like, as a society and community, women are doing in general with what they dress in a gym, because I haven't really gone into that either, or what they choose to put out there on their social media. If we just look at the fitness influencer side of it, I think if you're putting content out as a social media influencer, industry worker, you have a responsibility, right, of trying to give the best information and supportive information you can, and safe. So if I look at the female side of that, they should do better, is what I mean. Like, there's some, like, amazingly inspiring, jacked, at whatever level that might be, females on both the trainer, coach side and the client side. And can we not promote that? Can we not promote women and girls doing amazing things? And if they happen to be attractive or whatever, that's the byproduct of it, rather than the attractiveness coming before the, you know what I mean? Like, we've talked a little bit about how I love, like, my daughter being in and around here, because she meets people that, like, are inspiring and strong. Like, our mum comes in and trains in your training, but also, like, real people, like tangible, real lives that have, issues and dramas, and it's not all just false and fake.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
everybody puts their highlights on social media at the end of the day, don't they?
And you get that. Like, nobody wants to see the shit that goes on at night.
No. Very true. But like you say, you sort of want to be a little bit more realistic. And I tend to be with my clients a lot, and that's what they appreciate.
I mean, we have great banter in here, and every relationship we have in here with like ourselves, like clients, or each other's clients,
Mhm.
like it's all really genuine conversation and banter, if you will.
Yeah.
And sometimes it gets a little inappropriate and stuff, but it's all from the right place, and it's not hidden behind anything. And my worst nightmare is like a big commercial gym that's just all about that, because it's just so false.
Yeah.
It's just so false. So yeah, that was. I just want to have a bit of a whinge about that, really,
The false
and then
about-
also get an insider's look at why we took our shirts in Blackwell Sports Bars.
Just a trend, I suppose, that went out, and more
Yeah.
so than anything.
I mean, I guess people
wearing an
have worn-
oversized shirt that's too big, that gets stuck under your butt when you squat. Then I know that I have done that before, and I've gone not tucked it, but if I've worn a long shirt, then I tend to sort of just pop it up here. I don't never tuck it. I've never tucked it,
Yeah. Okay.
but I have gone. All right, cool. Here's my shirt, like up and around, get under the bar, squat, and then I'd slide.
Yeah.
Back again. It's never tucked up. So
Yeah. And like, if I see stuff on social media, like we try and keep, try and keep devices to a safer limit with our kids. It's difficult, but and like, so my daughter, for instance, who's 10, certainly doesn't have her own phone, or it does have an iPad that was mainly for schoolwork, and sometimes she's allowed to use it for other stuff. But if I see something on social media that I think's really cool and inspiring, I'll save it and I'll show her it on purpose, because I want her to see really good stuff.
yeah.
Again,
It's
like,
also hard because everything's technology based now. So it's hard to limit that, when I know that there's year 7s, year 6s at school that are actually learning how to put a website together. So if they're so far behind at home with technology because they don't have it, then they're going to be behind at school now too. So you don't have to give them the free reign on, well, they can't now, so it's illegal to have social media for under 16 now, or whatever it is.
Is that in now?
In now?
I think it's a week or so.
Whenever that's in, or if it's not
It's
in.
going to be really interesting to see what happens there, by the way.
So they don't, it's only, how they say it worked. I don't know. You don't get into trouble for it, but Facebook does if they're not.
Well, if they don't enforce it, that's how they're going to make it work, is by the social media companies having to enforce it properly themselves, and they get
As
held
much
to
as
account.
they can, yeah.
And I hope it works, because as difficult as it will be for a lot of, kids and teenagers and stuff, like, they're just not ready to
They're not mentally
censor
ready.
what they're seeing. And like you talked about feeding the monster, they're not quite, you know what I mean? You can't, for instance, what's the age to go and get a tattoo over here? Is it 16 or is it 18?
Oh, I think it's 18, but you can get it younger if you have parent permission.
Right, so there you go. So you're not capable of making a decision. And these days, you can have a tattoo and get it removed, more or less.
Yeah.
But you're not legally allowed to go and do that. But you can have no control over what you're visibly seeing in front of your face at a disposable level over and over and over.
Well, that was one of the big things that were, that was on social media when the assassination happened of Charlie Kirk. That video was up for a long time.
Yeah,
long time. And people were seeing it, kids were seeing it, and people were calling out Meta to pull it down. So then you've got all of that out there for children who've got social media, and they're seeing that side of things, as well as other gym content and sex sells content that they probably shouldn't be seeing.
Yeah.
But like I say, with you don't have to give them free reign on. They don't have to have social media. They don't have to have YouTube as such. But being able to get around on a tablet or a laptop or whatever, they're learning now, which wasn't when I was at school, how to put a website together in their curriculum.
Yeah.
So if you don't give them, exposure, I suppose, they're going to be behind when they go to school. So
yeah,
that's tough. I'm not a parent, so I'd like.
No, but I think,
but you,
yeah, but I look at you with the same sort of mindset that that's why we get along so well and stuff. It's like you've got a little bit. You're obviously a lot younger than I am, but you've got enough of the modern in you to be open-minded and progressive, but enough of old school family country values to have you well grounded.
Mm.
And that's what I try and do the same thing with how I am. And I don't get it right all the time by any means, but that's how I try and be. I try and be open-minded enough to listen to what my kids are saying and listen to what the younger generation are saying. And is there some value in that, which there nearly always will be? Because there's value in nearly all someone says, really. You're just going to find it harder to find it sometimes. But don't forget your values, and like everything I do is built on respect and trust and all of those things. So, yeah, I don't think it matters specifically if you're a parent or not. You can still have the same outlook or value
you still have
system.
the same values, yeah.
Yeah.
But I sort of agree with all that. Just got to be careful with social media and what you promote, what you follow, what you're watching. Realistically.
Yeah, I think again, just to keep banging the same drum, it was more because we are in the industry. It was to go, hey, like, could we do better as industry professionals to just go, okay, I want to look at the quality of my content, not just the aesthetics of it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're talking about profile pictures and stuff like that, mine was that's my face. It's a photo shoot, but it was fully dressed photos. It was a branding photo shoot in a kitchen, outside, whatever. It was fully dressed, fully clothed, fully.
And we've chatted about this, and like you got, so that's like where you're looking for a more professional. How would you put it? Like brand image, like, yeah. And when I'm saying that, you shouldn't have your bikini pictures, like,
I've got
not
them
all bikini
in
pics,
there as well because
have
I
them in
competed. So I've got my competing pics, which obviously you're on stage and stuff, which is different to just showing your butt in a gym. But then there's also, speaking of content, so things will come to mind as we chat. There was a girl that was doing her cardio, so she was competing. She was in a gym, so she had to do hour cardio a day or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Bikini top, mini shorts, mini. So you can see her butt cheeks basically, but an actual bikini top, tie up the top, tie up the back. Not a gym crop, not shirt or anything like that. Doing her cardio, ready to compete. Like, what? Why do you need to have a bikini shirt, top, doing cardio in a gym?
Nah, so like other than if we're where the gym's a little bit quieter and we've found that we're being respectful to other people. If there is anyone in, we typically wouldn't do it anyway. But I might take my shirt off or something and have a flex if we've been working on a certain thing for a while and we want to see where we're at with it.
Yeah.
But we're looking to see who's in. We're looking to think of other people before ourselves.
Making sure everyone else in the gym's comfortable.
It's it's quieter and stuff. Like, if a guy came in here and tried to train with no shirt on, I'd carry him out.
Later, yeah, get out.
Like, so why would we have that set of rules for one demographic? And because we're all about empowerment and all of this stuff and everything's got to be okay. No, it's not. Like, you're not wearing a bikini top for training. So I would be like up in arms about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've even seen some like coaches that I follow have started talking about this, don't let sex sell, don't let your body be the first thing that you judge on and all this. But I've seen that in the past, that's exactly what they've done.
So they've learned it.
So
hopefully that means that they've actually...
It's just big trends and ebbs and flows, isn't it?
Well, grown up as well. As you're younger, you tend to do that a lot more. True. And then you tend to hopefully become a bit wiser. And you go, I don't need to do that. I'm actually going to change my brand to a more professional level and change it that way. Like,
I still think there's a difference between Like, you could have your bikini shots, or even like whatever, you can border on the edge of inappropriateness and it still be acceptable and okay to not define you. Whereas, like, some of them are obviously just there for one reason with that image. And I think there's still a difference, even if you just look bikini pic, there's still a difference between the two of how it's portrayed, where the camera is positioned and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would just hope that we can educate people to think, just value your body more than it just being just a tool to sell whatever you're trying to sell, whether it's your voice, whether it's your image, your training philosophy or whatever. Like, just value your body more, particularly young women. And in the good ways, like, your women are amazing things that are capable of extraordinary feats.
Yeah.
Make those the cool things, and
Yeah.
all power to that stuff. And if you want to be, are attractive in doing that, amazing.
Yeah.
On whatever level that might be, and it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about those things. We just want you to be happy.
At the end of the day, yeah. Be happy with it, and if that's really what you want to do, then fine. But just be aware of who is watching and how it may impact them as well as
Absolutely.
just yourself.
I mean, we're even mindful if we're taking, like, if we're videoing or doing something here, we're even mindful of what we're doing. I mean, we haven't even talked about the gym tripod discussion and things you should film in a gym and things you shouldn't film in a gym. And if I ever saw anybody filming and taking the piss out of someone in here again, I'd have the guy with no shirt on one hand and I'd have that person in the other hand and I'd take them outside. But yeah, and again, that's values, respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't matter whether it's on camera or not, like, respect and good morals.
Yeah. We have had, I know I've filmed in here a couple of times, but generally I'll make sure that no one else is in the background. Or if there are people around, they come in. It's generally quiet when I do. It's oh, hey, I'm just going to film this set just so that you're aware.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, cool, no worries. And they'll just, they'll either be training in a different spot anyway, which doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So they're actually out of the shot anyway. But just in case they weren't aware that I was.
Yeah.
So if they want to walk behind it, they can, but with the
Being,
knowledge,
like,
but with the knowledge that I have got it filming.
Yeah.
So if they want to go on to the next exercise and it is in the background, they can, but they know that I have got a camera out or something like that. You know,
they're not
like
going to be like center stage.
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
That's just being
fitness influencer, let's say, uses performing a really difficult exercise using fake weights. It's just an obscure example. But that person's putting content out and has a bit of a responsibility as an influencer, because people are going to take that and run with it, right? So how would there's this potentially a way that things could be regulated better if you're working under a premise of being an exercise professional or a coach or whatever, because for the love of God, a booties by someone doesn't necessarily mean they're that good. Do you know what I mean? They've got a responsibility there.
Yeah.
Then, so if that's the case, then sometimes there will be a need to call things out at times.
Yeah, no, I get that at times.
It's just how it's done, I guess.
If your whole brand is built on calling multiple people out, like, to me, that's every single post is about calling someone out on using AI filters or using this or using that. And, like, if that's really what people want to do, you don't have to build a brand on calling people out like that, I don't think.
Yeah.
Content that you put up, it's realistic, it's relevant and informative.
Yeah. What's your unique thing? If you're just using somebody else's shit, living off it, bagging it, and obviously it's popular, but that says more about society than it does about the quality of your content, I would say. I get where you're coming from, because I think I know who you're on about with with that side of stuff. And I actually liked some of that person's stuff,
Originally, before
but
it
it just became
changed.
the same thing over and over and over. And also, like, if I see, we might end up doing this, so we'll see. Never say never. But if you see someone just sitting there watching a video of someone else, then it's like, oh, you know what's coming. You know that they're going to bag something out, and it's like, just make your own shit. Make your own stuff.
Yeah, be interesting on your own, not of someone else's, buddy. But
maybe that's why I've got like 6 followers or whatever.
yeah, me too.
12. We take over the world together.
But yeah, I struggle with that with social media. You know, make your own content, make it real, make it relevant, make it realistic, make it informative, help people, not drag people down. If your whole brand is built on dragging other people down, I just
We're
get
out.
out. Yeah.
Be funny. You can make funny shit without having to be horrible to people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I have just spent a little bit of time talking about certain people in the gym and stuff, but I'm not.
But you're not. You're making it so that we're discussing it to be more supportive of other people in the environment, not make people uncomfortable in that environment.
No. It's not what I want to do at all.
It's about being aware of what you're doing as a person in the gym to make sure that everyone else is comfortable around you, to make sure that you're not making John Blogs uncomfortable over there because you got your
ass
butt
hanging
on
out.
display.
Yeah.
Or you're making Marianne uncomfortable because you got your shirt off in a gym. We're discussing it as being aware of what you're doing, or even with social media and stuff like that, so that you're a little bit more respectful of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We're not calling people out like what they do. It's being more aware of what is out there and around, and being more respectful of yourself than different, slightly different.
Perfect.
Yes.
I think you wrapped that up there.
Good.
Without
Sweet.
problems. Without intending to. Well done, mate. That's cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Done.